Hi dear students, welcome to my class. This is for 9th students and the chapter is Atoms and Molecules. Atoms and Molecules. Atoms and Molecules. Okay. In the last class, we were discussed the some important points regarding these atoms and molecules. That means introduction of this chapter. So in this chapter, introduction is very important because the basic form of atoms and molecules could be explained by both Indian philosophers and Greek philosophers also. So that means this is the basis of origin of chemistry. Okay, modern chemistry, what we call modern chemistry. This is origin from this chemical laws and all other concepts. Okay, so in the last class, we discussed the Indian philosophers. Indian philosophers. They are Kanada, Maharshi Kanada, Maharshi Kanada, Maharshi Kanada. It is a Indian sage. Indian sage. Sage next Popuda. Popuda Katyayana. Popuda Katyayana. Two Indian philosophers. This Maharshi Kanada proposed that if we go on dividing a matter, it will smaller. It will get smaller and smaller particles. Ultimately, a time will comes that smaller particles cannot be division further. Cannot be division further. This smaller particles, this type of smaller particles, they called as paramanu. Paramanu. What is meant by paramanu? Cannot be division further. That means very small particles. He called that paramanu. Is Popuda Katyayana proposed that these paramanus are nothing but smaller particles, always obtained as combined states. That means these particles cannot exist alone. These exist by a combined states. This is the proportions by Indian philosophers Maharshi Kanada and Pagoda Katyayama. Around the same era, Greek philosophers. In the same era, Greek philosophers. Greek philosophers. His name is Democritus and Leucippus. This Democritus proposed the same way like Maharshi Kanada. If we go on dividing a matter, we get the smaller particles. That smaller particles cannot be division further. That means undivisible or indivisible. Indivisible particles. This Democritus says that if we go on dividing a matter, we get a undivisible particles or indivisible particles. That indivisible particles we call as atoms. What ma? Atoms. Now what is meant by atoms? Atoms means These are smaller particles, cannot be further divided. And this is also both Democritus and Leucippus told that these particles are also present or obtained as a combined states. So this is just not too much experimentations occur, only this is a story like philosophy, like this is a philosophy up to till 18th century. At the end of 18th century, the one more scientist that is Antoine Lavoisier. Antoine Lavoisier gives a foundation for the atoms and molecules, or existence of elements and compounds, or laws of chemical combination. Laws of chemical combination. So these laws of chemical combination was derived from the work of Antoine Lavoisier and Joseph Proust. So he did these two philosophers conduct so many experimentations. By the experimentations, they conclude that laws of chemical combinations. In this laws of chemical combination, we have two laws. So one of them discussing in this class. Okay, in this video I am going to discussing the first law of chemical combination. First law of chemical combination. First law of chemical combination. That means law of conservation. Law of conservation of mass. Okay. So is there any change in mass when a chemical reaction takes place? This is investigated by this law of conservation of mass. So we can see so many chemical reactions. In that chemical reactions, is there any change in their mass? That's what we study in this law, first law. So for this we have to conduct an activity, that is for this we have to need some chemicals. So take X and Y columns. In X columns, copper sulfate, and barium chloride, lead nitrate, and etc. In Y, sodium carbonate. Next is sodium sulfate and sodium chloride. Sodium sulfate and sodium chloride. So by using these chemicals, we have to prepare the separately 5% of solution. Any one pair you can choose. Okay, for this I am going to take a conical flask. This is a conical flask. In this conical flask, I am going to take any Y substances. This is a Y substances, like sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate pour in conical flask. This is a conical flask. So next I am going to take one ignition tube. This is a ignition tube. In this ignition tube, I am going to take from the X column, that is copper sulfate, CuSO4, copper sulfate. So this ignition tube tie with the thread, and this conical flask was closed by a rubber cock. Okay, Rama? So don't get mix X and Y. This is X and this is Y. So first you have to check the weight of the these all these ignition tube and ignition tube copper sulfate and the conical flask and the sodium carbonate. So after some times first record the weight of this full whole before chemical reaction. After getting weighted, you will stir and mix the both X and Y. So in this mixing of X and Y, the chemical reaction is occurs. After chemical reaction, you have to once again weigh the whole system. Can you check the are any differences? Can you there in this weights or mass? Mass. There is no change in mass. Why? Because reactants gives products, right? Reactants gives products. This is what chemical reactions. So in reactants we have copper sulfate and sodium carbonate, and products we get the corresponding products, but the mass of the reactant is equal to mass of the product. Mass of the products and mass of reactants should be always same. Why? Because this is told by law of conservation mass. So now what is meant by this conservation mass law? So statement: mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. This is what law of conservation of mass statement. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reactions. In this, that means the statement means mass of the reactants and mass of the products should be same. Why? Because only the reactants is converted into products. There is no change in mass. This is what law of conservation of mass. This is the first law of chemical combination. Okay. So I once again repeat this experiment. Take X and Y column chemicals. Take a conical flask, and in this conical flask first you should pour the Y components. Anyone you can take. In this inside this conical flask you should take a ignition tube. In this ignition tube take any X column chemical substances. So first you should weight this whole system. Record the value. Some what is that 220 grams. After mixing the X and Y, further once again check the weight, that also 20 grams. Before reaction and after reaction, mass should be same. So here I am going to fit a rubber cock. Why? Because any contents inside the conical flask don't get outside. That's why allowed to the loss of chemical components. I am going to fix this rubber cock. Okay, this is what law of conservation mass. So what is the statement of law of conservation of mass? Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. This is very important. Okay. In the next class, we will discuss the second law of chemical combination. Okay. Thank you.